My name is Josh Polk, and I am here at Purdue University in Indianapolis. And my background is both in user experience design, graphic and branding, as well as themed entertainment design. I've been here for about 7 years and really excited about our program. We've got a lot of great things and new things coming. Themed entertainment is a very interdisciplinary program and out in the industry. There's over 100 different disciplines that are in the program. Our focus at Purdue is going to be a little bit more design-based, interaction, immersive experience. Those are going to be our focuses, but we also welcome students from engineering and other types of degrees. The application of themed entertainment, a lot of people think of roller coasters and Disney World and Universal are kind of the first things that come to mind if people even know what themed entertainment is. But the field also includes a wide variety of things from retail shopping experiences, restaurants, zoos, aquariums, museums, pop-up experiences that are about your favorite TV show or movie that you've seen. More and more people are wanting to have experiences with their friends and family than just kind of buying something or going out to eat. Because Purdue is a place where a lot of innovation happens, themed entertainment is a great addition to the school because we're able to take advantage of all the different skill sets and engineers and designers and interesting people that are around. We're able to use even things from within our program. So we teach animation and visual effects as well as user experience design and how to design, how to brand, how to tell stories. There's just a lot of interdisciplinary skill sets that go into a good user experience. And we've got a lot of new things coming today, technology-wise, artificial intelligence, extended and augmented reality, lots of just really cool and interesting technologies that people are wanting to do and to be educated and to be entertained and to, when they go do things and go on vacations with their families, they want to see more of this kind of stuff out there. And Purdue offers a lot of different programs that tie all these things together, and we're really taking advantage of what we're already teaching and our overlaps with themed entertainment. Themed entertainment at Purdue in Indianapolis is a good value because there are other options to where you can take this kind of program, but the Midwest is a great place to live and is affordable, and we have a great offering here, but also a big city. We're planted here in Indianapolis, and we have lots of great partners and their companies and museums and things that you would see in a big city that we have partnered up with and we're working with, and come and advise us on our program and work with students and use students for internships and things like that. And so the Midwest is a kind of a great place because we also have, we even have some theme parks within just a couple hours of here. So we're not so remote that these things aren't around. But we also have the big city experience with museums and experience in sports. Indianapolis is a great place where we have Super Bowls and Final Fours, and there are events that happen that are now more and more becoming interactive experiences where the audience want to come out and do things and be immersed in a sports environment. We're kind of smaller, so we have a good faculty to student ratio, and so students here will get a lot of personal attention, one-on-one time, and we know all our students by name. We know what happens after they graduate, and we assist them from when they get here until when they graduate. We really like to take advantage of the industry that's available to us in a big city in Indianapolis, and we have done things where we have guest speakers. Some of them aren't even local to us as well. We've had a speaker series where industry professionals from Universal Studios and Disney and animatronic companies that are actually in the Midwest. There's a great partner we have in Ohio that's just a few hours away, and we love to bring them in to chat with students and advise students on how to get that job and how to break into the industry, but also let them know of the latest trends and things that are going on. We've also brought in partners to give students things to work on in classes. So the Children's Museum of Indianapolis has worked with this with multiple classes where students have been able to design interactive games, exhibits, and experiences for their guests at the museum. And we get real-time feedback from them on what kind of audience they have, how, getting feedback on the projects, whether they need adjustments or improvements or how to make it better, and students get real application of what they're doing and understanding of how the client reacts to that, which is super important. We've also had students design really fun things like escape room experience for a local museum that has a Halloween event each year. And students had a blast just kind of theming the event for them and coming up with a really cool activity, this escape room with the Headless Horseman, and being able to just create this really cool experience that the guests would be able to have at this event. We've also worked with the sports industry in the past as far as graphics and branding and taking advantage of all these giant sports things that come to Indianapolis, and you see it on TV and on social media, and our students have been involved in helping to advertise the event, but also create experiences for the event. Students have also been involved in what we call design sprints. That's where we take 24, 48 hours, even a couple hours, and a lot of times we hear from people locally who are like, okay, we've got some ideas for this thing, this experience we want to build. We want your students' ideas. And so students have a really great opportunity to flex their creative muscles and use their imagination and come up with a bunch of ideas for places around town, for how their coffee shop might be set up, or an entertainment experience near downtown where people will come and there'll be concerts. But what else can they do? What will they see? What will it look like? And we're able to help them design the look and feel of what that experience might look like. But depending on our various expertise, it might be interior design or engineering something, or websites or interactive components to it. There's just a lot of different things that we can offer clients, and we do these kind of quick design sprints to just crank out ideas and help the client. And we've gotten a lot of good feedback and requests to do that again and again. That's also really great for the students, as well as they are able to get real client experience where the client is pitching them a need, specifications, and the student gets to work. They collaborate and work with other students, other team members, to kind of build something and create something on a deadline. And so they're getting all these experience items that will look great on a resume. And more importantly, like when you get that interview, students will be like, well, the question will be, hey, what projects have you worked on? Do you have client experience? And our students will be able to say, oh yes, we actually worked for the Children's Museum or this company or that company. And they are able to say, hey, these are the things we did and created and the results and what we learned from it. And that's a great, just a huge benefit you get out of being in a place like this. When it comes to career, we start very early with the students, just kind of explaining what their options are, places they can go, the skills they need to get there. A lot of times students really need to go above and beyond just what they're given in their classrooms and work on different things in order to just get their skills up the best to be attractive to these companies. So all along the way, we're giving them interview advice, internship advice. We are highly suggesting that they get those experiences before they graduate. And as they do that, we learn about like what they're good at, what companies they're working with, and we really pay attention, since we know our students, who gravitates towards certain areas or the other, and we'd be like, oh, this person would be a great fit for this company. Being in education, we hear from companies and people all the time that need an intern, or they need people to go into a certain field or what have you, and we can make pretty direct connections. Because I worked with some freelancers, some contractors who needed some interns to help them do some web design type of activities. And I had the perfect student from class. I hooked them up, and that has led to a full-time job with him with the Indianapolis Pacers, which is like a pretty awesome like local group here for sports. And so a lot of times those internships along the way turn into an actual career when they graduate. We also, beyond just the local, we take our students to a very big themed entertainment conference every year where the entire industry descends and is there. And it's a great place for students to do all the networking that's important, because the theme parks in particular is a tough industry to get into, and so that people have to know your face, they have to see that you've had some experience along the way, and our students get to meet. I mean, we help them come to this trip and understand how it works and how to talk to people. I mean, we're literally teaching them how to network at this conference, but they're also able to meet them. We've had students run a booth at this conference and actually be involved in activities that happen and meeting people. And that has also resulted in students getting both internships and full-time jobs after graduating because they've made those connections with people in the industry. A student that is really going to thrive and enjoy and be curious about our program is somebody that just wants to do fun things for a career. It's a really great field where you do get to have a lot of fun. We're looking for people that are curious, and we've heard this back from our industry partners as well, people that are curious about lots of different things, lots of different topics. Are you that person that maybe can't decide what you want to focus on because there's so many things that you're interested in? Because all those different skills and interests and knowledge will tie into different types of projects that go on. So are you curious? Do you like to create? Do you like to design? Do you like to build things? Whether it's sketching, whether it's 3D modeling and animating, whether it's engineering something or building something. In this industry, we create things that have never been created before, things that have never been done, and there's an energy and excitement behind everyone that works on that, and people just love it. Do you have imagination? Do you love telling a story? Can you work a story into a brand or explaining something to get somebody excited about it? You might be an engineer, a writer, an artist, a designer, a sculptor, a builder. There's many different ways that you might come into this field of themed entertainment with, and we will give you the elements of the industry and help you understand who the audience is and the stories that need to be told and how to profit off of it and give the companies value for the stuff they're putting out there, because the bottom line a lot of times is what kind of drives the industry forward with new things. If you are already a professional or you are an engineer and you've maybe been stuck in one part of the industry but have always wanted to design a roller coaster or an experience at a museum or do something more in entertainment or in this field, we offer a minor and a certificate. So if you're a professional, the certificate is a great program to be able to add some of these themed entertainment where you get to interact with industry professionals. Some of our professors are actually working for the big companies right now and give you that really good advice and how to take your career to the next step and to take it forward. But also, if you want to come to Purdue and get your main skill set, maybe you want to learn all the details and depth of engineering, maybe you want to focus on many of the different fields that Purdue offers, but you want to do it for themed entertainment, pick up our minor, check out our minor, because we can give you those few classes to educate you on the industry and learn about themed entertainment and how to bring theming and story into many different things. And we can do that with our minor, and that's a great offering to add on to your degree that you're already getting. One of the greatest projects that I've probably worked on with students, one summer we built a miniature version of a dark ride. Now, a dark ride is usually something you would see at a theme park where you are in a vehicle on a track or on water or something like that, and you're led through. A lot of times it's indoors and they control the sets and a story is told to you. So you might have like Pirates of the Caribbean or It's a Small World or Jungle Cruise. These are essentially called dark rides. And so I had a team of students that were across it was online course, so they were across the country in different places and came in with different skill sets. I had a couple writers. I had a project manager who used to run operas in New York City. I had a mechanical engineer. I had someone that was a good concept artist and designer. And so I had these people coming together to create this ride attraction. And it was a really difficult project. We tried some things that had never been done before. We used robotics parts to make a moving train that went around and had Purdue theming. We really wanted to do something fun with the Purdue idea and name and tell some Purdue stories as part of our attraction. And it was a tough project and it came with a lot of challenges, but at the end of the day, we pulled it off. It required a lot of work and it was kind of risky to do, but those are kind of the best rewards that you get when you try something that's hard. We've heard this time and time again from the industry. They'll be like, we have this and this ride, this ride that has technology that's never been done before. And when we jumped into it, we had no idea how we were going to create it and how we were going to get there. But you do those hard things and you get you reap the rewards at the end of it when it works. And so we were able to get this ride to work and it looked really cool and people really appreciate it, and we keep showing it to people, and it's become a nice little centerpiece for our department. And their dream really is to build a Purdue-themed roller coaster or attraction somewhere on campus at some point in the future. So hopefully we can get there at some point. So a lot of times people think themed entertainment is just Disney or Universal or going on a roller coaster and those kinds of things, but it's actually a lot more deep than that. There are a lot of different types of experience that can use theming, and we want to create immersive experiences for people. There's a thing called the experience economy now, where people are spending their money on things that they want to remember beyond just that event. You just don't want to go to a sports event and just watch it anymore. You want to be a part of the sports event. You want to be able to track things as the game is going on. You want to be able to share with your friends and that maybe aren't even there. So more and more, themed experience is about how you feel at a place. It's about the story that you experience, that you get to be a part of. You get to be the hero in the experience, or you get to feel the things or go to places that you've only seen in movies and TV shows. You get to be a part of that experience. Or maybe you want to learn something at a museum or an education center. Experience design allows us to present information in a more interesting way. So where it's not just facts and figures, but someone gets to go in and feel what it's like to be from a certain time period or from a certain country, or learn something from something you've never learned before. One of our students works at a interactive history museum called Conner Prairie that over the past couple of years has been transforming their experience into something above and beyond what you would get at a typical museum learning about history. For instance, they have a Headless Horseman experience that they do during Halloween where you learn about the Headless Horseman. Initially, this was a pretty simple hayride, basically, where a guy in a Headless Horseman costume would kind of chase you at some point, and that was pretty much it. But now they've transformed it to be something that you might see at a theme park or something bigger than that, where there's a pre-show that tells you the story about what's going to happen on this ride. A video that's been professionally put together that explains, okay, maybe everyone doesn't know about the Headless Horseman. What's that history that leads you up into the experience? Once you're on the ride, they've integrated animatronics and GPS-controlled audio cues. They are using the technology to take the ride much more above and beyond a simple hayride to be something that people really remember and tell their friends about, or even go on each year after year, because that place has a lot of return visitors and they want to see like their favorite thing that they did last time, but they also want to see how that's gone another level and become a little bit better. We're really proud of our student who's been at Conner Prairie and taking their attractions to the next level with newer technology and better storytelling. Our online themed entertainment courses actually combine the undergrad with the certificate students, so they actually get to interact with professionals in some cases, because like Like I have a engineer that's been doing it for 10 years and works on an oil rig and is great at project management and how to run a project. But he's here to learn how to do themed experience design now and get into that field. But he's able to pair up and mentor a sophomore in the undergrad program who has never done project management before, but really wants to learn how to do it. So I'm able to pair up different student types into our themed entertainment courses where undergrads get to work with people that have some experience already and they can benefit from working with each other.